in looking at Merrill Lynch's write-down, you say that it sort of smells of deflation. Can you explain that for me a little bit?
Anytime you have assets that you think are valued at $10 billion and they're valued at $1 billion, I mean, where did that $9 billion go? It was crunched. Now, we keep thinking of traditional inflation in this country, which is the price of oil's up, the price of gold's
commodities,
up.
right.
That's nothing. What really matters is that when you ask a person how wealthy they feel in this country, they don't talk about what they feel versus what they paid at the gas pump. What they feel is like, look, I own a nice home. I mean, there's millions of homeowners in the country. And you take this principal asset and you take it down 15%, which is where I think it's going in people's minds, then they feel poorer. And the ripple effects will be much larger than people realize. This is not a contained thing. That's why I went back to the 1990 example. Some people say this could be worse than 1990. 1990 was when commercial construction fell apart. Here, residential construction is falling apart. And that's deflationary. When you bought a house for $300,000, it goes to $200,000 in value, you lost $100,000. That's not inflationary, it's deflationary. That's a lot of, you may fill up at the tank at $350 and $350 and $350. Even after filling up at $1 more than you did last year for a year, it's nowhere near the loss that you take in your house. So this is America's principal asset. It's under tremendous deflationary pressure. It's what the Fed should have factored in, but because it's not even in the CPI, they're not creative enough to realize it. This Merrill Lynch number is a wake-up call to the Fed that, look, we try to do the right thing with the 50 basis points. We're obviously not moving fast enough. We have to make it so that Merrill stays in business. We have to make it so Washington Mutual, which is another great repository of this bad paper, maybe the write-down should have been 5-6 times what it was.
Well, last question, looking ahead, if the numbers from Merrill Lynch in the next quarter are okay, decent, not very scary as they were today, can we say that Merrill really just took the worst hit in the last quarter?
That's my hope, but again, you're looking at pieces of paper that are diminishing in value by the day. Okay, so you choose to write down what? I mean, they're not going to tell us why they chose this model or that model. But I look at it and I say to myself, okay, look, there's no such thing as prime paper. So, he's like, oh, listen, you always read the first thing that these guys say is, okay, listen, this is all prime paper. It's all mostly AAA. None of those distinctions matter. If you own a structured product put together that has mortgages that were written from 2005 to 2007, I am telling you that you have no idea what you own. And anybody who says, well, hold on, it's got AAA, it's got mortgage insurance, all that's wrong. Doug Cass can help you there, too, at realmoney.com. I want to emphasize that there's no way that there's any numbers that can be possibly taken other than the following. 14 million homes changed hands between 2005 and 2007. 50% of them used exotic mortgages of this kind of ilk. They're all repricing. 7 million homes, I think, are underwater. It makes economic sense for 7 million homeowners to walk away from their home. That's a write-down of 30, 40 billion, not 8 billion. I say, 8 billion, people are looking at that as that's Merrill would not have to write down more than it has, but I'm saying that when you add up all these billions, you're starting to realize it's not 20 billion, it's not 30 billion, maybe it's 40 billion, maybe it's 50, it could be 100 billion.
And this is global.
Global.
Right.
It could be 100 billion. And it's not these numbers. These numbers are way too low.
All right, thanks a lot, Jim Cramer, for the clarification.
Yeah.
Merrill Lynch on the Wall Street Confidential on thestreet.com TV. Thanks for watching.